As a young woman, she worked as a domestic servant to pay for private tutoring and to attend school. She left Massachusetts and moved to Rhode Island, where she completed a course of study at Rhode Island Normal School, which is now known as Rhode Island College. In 1860, she became a student at Oberlin College in Ohio. At the time, it was the only college that admitted women and blacks. While she was a student at Oberlin College, she established a school for freed slaves where she taught them during the evening. This is an example of community engagement. Also, she pushed herself past her comfort zone to be the first woman to take the gentleman's course at Oberlin. Now, in those days, there would be a ladies' course and a gentleman's course. She was the first woman to take the gentleman's course. And this is what she says about it. The faculty did not forbid a woman to take the gentleman's course, but they did not advise it. There was plenty of Latin and Greek and as much mathematics, Freeman, as one could shoulder. In 1865, she became the second African-American woman to receive a bachelor's degree. Her classmate, Mary Jane Patterson, was the first African-American to receive a bachelor's degree in 1862, but she was the second. After graduation, she accepted a position at Philadelphia's Institute for Colored Youth, which is now known as Cheyney University of Pennsylvania. She served as the principal of the ladies' department and taught Greek, Latin, and mathematics. In 1869, she was appointed as the principal of the whole institute, becoming the first African-American woman to serve as a school principal. Later, she became the first African-American of either gender to be a superintendent in a school district in the United States. In December 1881, she married Reverend Levi Coppin, a minister of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. She assisted her husband in his ministry, and in 1902, they traveled to South Africa to serve as missionaries. Her work there included the founding of the Bethel Institute, a missionary school in Cape Town. Fanny Jackson Coppin was a phenomenal woman whose life is inspirational, especially for those of us in education. Her accomplishments as a former slave and a woman in the 19th century are utterly and completely amazing. We should never forget her, and we should make sure that other Americans know her story, Coppin. It's our responsibility. So, because you know they didn't have any children. Levi and Fanny had no children, so we are her symbolic children, and we should not let people forget her. And I told the cabinet last week, and I'm making it public here today, that we are mounting as a community, a Coppin family community, a campaign. We're mounting a campaign to put her on a U.S. postage stamp. That is the least we can do given her accomplishments and that we are named in her honor. So in closing, the task before us, transforming Coppin State University, taking it to higher heights in its second century, this will not be easy. This will not be instant. But given the challenges in our West Baltimore community, it is most certainly necessary. Fannie Jackson Coppin faced many challenges in her life, but her love for her community and her love of teaching kept her moving forward. She corresponded from time to time with the orator and abolitionist Frederick Douglass. There's one letter in particular that Fannie Jackson writes to Frederick Douglass, sharing with him how difficult and frustrating it was for her to carry out her work. But you also hear in the letter the critical need for the work she was doing, her love of educating students, and the necessity to push through the difficulty and move forward. I am fortunate enough to have a copy of that letter, and if you don't remember another thing I said today, you remember this letter written by Fannie Jackson Coppin to Frederick Douglass. Philadelphia, March 30th, 1876. Dear Mr. Frederick Douglass, I cannot tell you how proud and glad I was to get your letter. Many and many a time when you had been in Philadelphia, have I wished that I could speak with you for a little while. I used to wish so much to tell you what I was trying to do here and what purpose has animated me all my life. I feel sometimes like a person to whom in childhood was entrusted some sacred flame. It has burned in me more dimly sometimes than at others, but it always has and always will burn steadily and persistently, for it is never to go out except for with my life. I need to tell you, Mr. Douglass, that this is the desire to see my race lifted out of the mire of ignorance, weakness, and degradation. No longer to sit in obscure corners and devour the scraps of knowledge which his superiors fling him. I want to see him crowned with strength and dignity, adorned with the enduring grace of intellectual attainments, and a lover of manly deeds and downright honesty. I wish you could hear how I speak to the school sometimes. I pour out upon them what my heart is so full of. Sometimes I think that it falls on deaf ears, and then again, I think that it does not. At one time, feeling very discouraged, I asked them all if there was anyone among them who ever thought about what I said to them, that is, my desire for them, aside from merely making fine scholars. Several hands went up, and I took courage, and I took up the burden again. I fear, Mr. Douglass, that I have not yet got over my childhood entirely. If I planted beans and they did not put in, or rather put out, an appearance as soon as I thought they ought to, I used to take them up and see if they were all right. Experience has deepened my trust in the laws of nature, but I am ashamed to say that I sometimes feel very much like going among the children pulling up my intellectual corn and beans and noting the progress. Oh well, I have to teach myself patience. A most worthy man said to me, "Remember, Fanny, that it is seed time now, not harvest. The golden harvest may be reaped in time. Who knows? But I must not trespass longer upon your time. And now, Mr. Douglas, I beg to sign myself, always with gratitude and high esteem, F. M. Jackson." Coppin State University, it is seed time now. It is seed time now. It is seed time now. The golden harvest will be reaped in time. Thank you and Godspeed. Thank you.
Let's congratulate Dr. Thompson one more time. And at this time, we'll have one more selection by Mr. Dwayne Moody.
I know everyone's ready to go, so I'm going to give y'all some time to exit on out. I see you moving. I know how it is. I get it. Trust me, while I perform, I've had it done, so I won't be distracted. No problem. Do what you got to do. Maestro, please. Wind Beneath My Wings, dedicated to the new president. Thank you. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. That's your way. You even walked a step behind. Well, I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. Yes, a beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I like to be. Yes, I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all right here in my want you to know I know the truth. I would be nothing without you. Oh, yes. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be. Yes, and I can fly higher, higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Ooh, yes. Thank you.
Now, whoever thought one of the three Mo's would be here? This was such a wonderful surprise. Thank you for whoever did this to me. I have played that CD ad nauseum. Okay. Yeah, there's no electrons left on my old CD, so I do need a new one.
Thank you so much. He was really wonderful. Thank you very much. We have one announcement before we have the singing of our alma mater. That due to the inclement weather, we won't have the reception on the quad. We'll have it in the Taos building. So as we will process, we're asking you to follow and join us at the Taos Center. Okay? Now, if you would please stand and join us. The words are printed on your program. As Ms. Holclaus will come and sing the alma mater, lead us in the alma mater. We thank you for attending today.
Okay,